I'm Brianna, and I recently stepped into the role of Director of Programs at CDL-Toronto, where I oversee our 7 streams: Neuro, AI, Quantum, Advanced Therapies, Cancer, Space, and Defense. And so for those of you who were here at Super Session last year, you may remember we had DJ So, who's president of Neuralink, speak about how their technology helps paralyzed individuals interact with the world using only their thought. What once felt really far off is now becoming real, and it's part of a much larger shift happening in the neurotech space. As the global burden of neurological disease rises, we're also seeing a rapid advance in how we understand, measure, and modulate the brain and nervous system. And recognizing this potential early, CDL-Toronto launched the NeuroStream 5 years ago to support and accelerate many of the breakthroughs now shaping the field. One of the companies helping lead that shift is NeuroBionics, which is developing new approaches to treat major neurological diseases like stroke and Parkinson's. And what's been really exciting is how they've leveraged the CDL Neuro program here in Toronto, leading to a 10 million seed round close and clinical trials beginning at the University of Toronto here. So with that, I'll hand it over to MJ from NeuroBionics.
Thank you, Brianna. I have family members with Alzheimer's disease, depression, and substance use disorders. So I've seen firsthand how devastating those disorders can be. And I'm not the only one. Neurological disorders affect 1 in 6 people worldwide, stripping away patients' autonomy, memory, and mobility. The burden on the US healthcare system is astronomical, estimated at $1.4 trillion annually. Drugs are the first line of defense, but when they fail, powerful neuromodulation therapy like deep brain stimulation, or DBS you can see here, work remarkably well. However, almost no one gets those therapies. Because to get a DBS, you need an invasive open brain surgery, which typically involves 2 to 3 6-hour-long surgeries done while the patient is awake with a metal frame bolted to their head. That surgery is so invasive and frankly scary to patients that less than 1% of the 24 million patients that would be eligible for this therapy end up with the DBS implant. That's an abysmal market adoption. But what if there was an easier way? A way to get to the deepest part of the brain without having to open the skull? There is one. We can leverage the pre-existing pathway to the brain, the blood vessels. At NeuroBionics, who are developing a device that can be inserted through a small incision in the neck and guided through the twists and curves of the blood vessel. After being deployed from a catheter, our device hugs the inner layer of the blood vessel like a stent. And from there, the electrodes delivered targeted neuromodulation therapy to the brain, all without having to open the skull. To make this possible, we've developed microscopic bioelectronic fibers that are capable of recording and stimulating from inside the blood vessel. They are as small as a human hair. I'm holding one right now. You might not be able to see it. That's kind of the point. This technology has been developed by our team at MIT for over a decade. It's been validated into small and large animal models, which led to a number of high-profile publications and a robust IP portfolio that we've licensed from MIT. Since we launched in 2024, we've deployed this technology in many targets. We've deployed it into the brain, where we show safe vascular deployment, but also next to other major targets. We've next to the phrenic nerve, where we use it to pace the diaphragm and the lungs, next to the vagus nerve, where we use it to modulate inflammation and reduce inflammation, and next to the state ganglion, where we can be using this stimulation to modulate blood pressure. Last November, we completed the second close of our $10 million seed round, led by Future Ventures and Dolby Family Ventures. And we're on track to achieve a first-in-human demonstration of the technology at the end of this year. And CDL has been instrumental for that. One of our mentors from Vanesh Capital became one of our investors during the seed rounds. And as Brianna said, we've partnered with one hospital here in Toronto to lead our first human study. And fresh news, as of this morning, another one of our mentors from Continuum Health Ventures decided to join the round as well. We've assembled a world-class team with expertise in engineering, medical, device development, neuroscience, material science. And we're supported by leading neurosurgeons and experienced business advisors hailing from Medtronic, the FDA, and the NIH. Making DBS a minimally invasive approach is a big vision. But our story doesn't end there. Next to every large nerve, you have a large blood vessel providing nutrients to the nerve. That means that once we have our first device to market, we'll be well positioned to go beyond the brain and beyond deep brain stimulation after other targets like spinal cord interfacing and peripheral nervous system interfacing. We envision a future where we can deliver neuromodulation in a minimally invasive way across the whole body. And NeuroBionics is building a technology to make it possible. 6 months from now, we'll be deploying our technology for the first time in a human. On the back of that data sets, we'll be raising our Series A round, which will be in Q1 2027. So if you invest in breakthrough medical technology, come talk to me or my co-founder, Nicky Driscoll, at our booth. We'd love to talk to you. Thank you.